Hi there, I am Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. I am a soul sculptor and I help you break the mold of past trauma and heartbreak so that you can have the amazing life and business of your dreams. Now, did you hear the word heartbreak? That is my specialty. I help people overcome the heartbreak excuse me, of a narcissistic mom, the heartbreak of not being loved as a child, the heartbreak of losing a child, the heartbreak of not having the life that you wish or the relationship that you wish. So today what we're talking about is Mercury Retrograde. And I have written many posts and done videos about Mercury Retrograde. What is it and why does everyone freak out? Okay, so Mercury retrograde typically happens 3 times a year, and we are already in the shadow point of the Mercury retrograde. It started the 14th of January. We have 3 this year. Mercury retrograde starts January 30th and goes to February 21st, all the way through Valentine's Day, yes. And so we'll be talking about everything that you want to do during this time and what you absolutely don't want to do. And there are some ways to make this time magical and work with the energy. You know, if you think that the Mercury retrograde is bad, then you're going to be fighting like a salmon swimming upstream. But there are ways to make it work for you, and that's what this video is all about. Make Mercury retrograde work for you. Use it to your best advantage. You know, there's highs and lows, there's, you know, there ups and downs, there's always movement. And where, there it is. Okay, my drink. Cheers, everyone. So this particular Mercury retrograde is in Aquarius, and it has the potential to have some big bangs if you're not careful. And so what does Mercury rule? Well, the planet Mercury rules communication. Now, what does that mean? It extends beyond the speaking, goes to writing, communication, travel, computers, cell phones, cars, trains, planes, automobiles. And so if you are traveling during the Mercury retrograde, you can do so. I've talked about my trip to India where I missed, well, my first flight was canceled, and that often happens, and I had to run to get on another plane to catch my flight to India from Chicago, where I met my group, and then flew to India, and guess what? No luggage, and that can happen. So you want to plan lots of extra time when you're going anywhere, because there can be anger on the freeways, there can be delays in your travel day. Make sure you allow plenty of time. So that's the first thing that you want to do. You also want to use this time for R&R. It is a rewinding time. It is a time to renew. It is a time to edit your books. I have 2 that are sitting there waiting to be finished, and this is what I'm going to be doing. I have 2 books I'm going to edit and you know, get finished up during this time. It's a really good time to go back and look at something again. It's also a very good time for repurposing what you've already created. For example, I have a fabulous Valentine's Day bundle that I have put together, and it's been actually out there for a couple of years, so I'm bringing it back out because it's a good time to do something you've done before. It's a good time to go back, to travel back to a place you've been. Not so great for going to a new place or launching anything new. You don't want to launch anything new during this time because your clients are going to feel they didn't get their money's worth. They're going to feel they overspent, and you will feel ungratified. And we don't want that for you. So repurposing, planning, looking back at things that you've done before, and that maybe you want to amp up, or you want to redo the way you did something before. That's a great use of the Mercury retrograde. All right, so what do you not want to do during the Mercury retrograde? Now, I wrote a blog about Jennifer Aniston getting married to Justin Theroux during, I think it was a Venus and Mercury retrograde. You do not want to get engaged during retrograde. You don't want to get married during a retrograde because it will likely last no more than 2 years. Could be even less. And that's what I predicted with Jennifer Aniston. I said, you just watch, it will not last. Now, she's a lovely lady. Unfortunately, she doesn't know much about astrology. And so this is not a time that you want to get married. It's not even a time to meet somebody new. If you're dating, the people that we meet during the retrograde will not last. And I remember having another healer coming to me for a session, and she said she'd met the man of her dreams. I reminded her, remember, Mercury's in retrograde. She was certain it was forever. They were a match made in heaven. But as soon as Mercury turned direct, it was over. And so it is not a time to start something new. It's not a time to start a new relationship. It won't last. It's not a time to buy luxury items, refrigerators, stoves, cars, boats, computers, cell phones. We can have difficulty with computers and cell phones right now. We're in the shadow point. We're moving into the retrograde period. You don't want to buy anything to do with technology, because that's all communication. Let's see what else. Anger, I mentioned that, you might get delayed, whether on the highway or in the airport. Anger can arise. And so be careful. This year, this whole year, is a time where we really have to watch our relationships. We cannot sweep stuff under the carpet this year, because it will come back and bite us on the butt. You don't want that. I don't want that for you. I love you. I want the best for you. And so you don't want to spend money on luxury items at this time, because what did I say? You'll probably feel like I spent too much. I didn't get my money's worth. And the same thing if you're launching a product during this time. It should be something you've done before, and you're bringing it out again without changes. That's the caveat. Don't change it. All right, let's see. So this is a time for listening, reading, writing, speaking, and you want to declutter, you want to plan, you want to renew, reflect, restore. It's a great time. Maybe you want to restore a piece of furniture. Perfect for that. Great time. So the renew, recycle, declutter, fabulous time, especially with the new year coming in the Chinese New Year. We want to have all the changes done in our household before February 4th. So this time right now is a great time to declutter, get some order, make the changes that you need to make. And my radio show last week on BBS, my program is Soulfully Orgasmic Sage, Soulfully Observant Sage. It depends on my mood, but I will be posting that on YouTube, and you'll be able to go over the whole thing for the year of the metal ox. But this is the time to prepare, sweep out your corners in your home, get out the old energy, because new is coming, and it's going to be far greater this year. We just have to, there's a couple of things that we have to watch and be careful for and of. So I'll tell you the dates. You can write these down. I have them in my calendar already. Again, this Mercury retrograde is in Aquarius, and it starts January 30th. We are already in the shadow point, which means you're already feeling the shadow of the Mercury retrograde. And sometimes it's worse in the beginning than it is at the end. So January 30th to February 21st is the first one. The second one is May 29th to June 22nd. And the third retrograde and the final one, hallelujah, September 27th to October 23rd, right before my birthday. Yay. So if your birthday is during the retrograde, you likely will have retrograde in your chart the entire year. The other thing I want to mention, for those of you born during a Mercury retrograde, that was me. I was born during a Mercury and Venus retrograde. It may be easier for you. So for those of us that were born during Mercury retrograde, we can find this a very comfortable time because it's familiar. We've been here before. We were born at this juncture, and so that energy can feel very comfortable for you. Okay, so you know what to do. Plan, renew, restore. This is a great time to edit a book that you have already written. It's a great time to plan for the year. It is not a good time to launch, get engaged, get married, buy luxury items, computers, or cell phones, because if you do, you may have difficulty with those things or be dissatisfied with them once you buy them. I hope this helped you, and enjoy this Mercury retrograde. It's a fabulous time when you use the energy to your highest and best advantage. And that's what we all need to be doing, making the best of every day and every situation. And what will happen? Our life will get better and better every day. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. Mwah! I love you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, share it. And on my website, I have a free download for anxiety and being free from fear. Enjoy that too. Thanks so much. I love you.